everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Diane. I'm a mum of 7 and a grandmother to 11. And this is just my personal opinion, my 12 rules for using a Ouija board. This is not going to be for everybody. Some people agree with it, some people really don't. Some people are curious about it. Me personally would never use one. And as I said, we're going to go into my own personal opinions, my 12 reasons why or how to use it. As I said, this is just my rules, reasons about the Ouija board. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. They're not rules that everybody's set by. So it's just my own personal opinion. So please no hate about it. Thank you very much. So the first rule is when you're setting up your Ouija board and you're laying it out, do not put the planchette on top of the board and then like ignore it, walk away. Because as soon as you put that planchette on the board, that's you started not the game, that's the wrong word, that's you began the session, whatever you want to call it. So as you're setting up, put the board one place, planchette away from it before you begin. And yeah, don't ever put it on top and then kind of like, go and get a drink of water or go and get your dinner or things like that. You just keep them separate for when you begin. And secondly, as you're beginning, just kind of think to yourself, you're filling the room with love and light, and that you only want to allow good spirits to come into the room and into your private space to talk to you. Definitely. Yeah. And my kind of rule number 3 is never ask a question that you're not willing or ready to hear the answer to. I.e., if you're going to ask, am I going to die tomorrow? Am I going to die next week? Is Auntie Mavis going to die a week next Tuesday or something like that? If you're not ready to hear the answer, then don't be asking that kind of question, because you could then be worrying and filling yourself with anxiety for that whole week, wondering, is it actually going to happen? Fourth rule, don't play alone. If you're going to play alone, you're kind of opening yourself up to everything unknown all by yourself. So yeah, always have somebody else playing with you or a group of people. And because if you're already feeling vulnerable, then that's giving the spirits more of an attachment to you. So never play alone when you're already feeling vulnerable or going through something. So my rule number 5 is that spirits can lie. It could be coming through saying it's your grandfather, it's your grandmother, sister, wife, husband. Yeah, they could just be playing on your emotions and saying that they're your grandmother, your grandfather, when actually that's not who it is at all. As I said, another reason why not to play vulnerable is because they will play on your emotions. That's not to say that it could be your grandmother, your grandfather, but chances are who you've got through to is not who you think it is. Rule number 6 is do not ask for a sign. Do not give them permission to ask for them to tip that glass over or blow out that candle or move that cup across the room. You are giving them permission to invade your space, your soul, your house, your realm that you live in, and they will act upon that. Because once you give them permission to do this, they will carry on and do it more and to gain more power over you. So never ask them to do something. My rule number 7 is trust your gut instinct. If you're going to get a bad vibe or something's not quite sitting right with you, then trust it. Your gut instinct, I firmly believe in this, your gut instinct, if something's telling you something's wrong, something's not right, that's it, stop it. Put the planchette to goodbye, say goodbye, and it's over. Be done with it. If they're moving, if they're counting down on the planchette from 9 to 0, or they're going through the alphabet backwards, stop it, go goodbye, end it. Or if the planchette starts moving in a figure 8, go goodbye, end it. Trust your gut instinct. If you think they're trying to spell out something, but something's not quite right with you, and you think, I'm not too sure, go goodbye and end it, and that's it. As I said, really, really trust your gut instinct. Personally, again, I would never use a Ouija board, but that's just me. I'll kind of talk about a little bit more about that at the end of this in a minute. My rule or reason number 8 is to basically never piss it off. Never wind it up, never agitate it, you know, never, you know, poke fun at it to get a response. That's just going to harm you or harm the others that are around you playing the board. So yeah, so just don't wind it up. Always respect the spirits of whoever, whatever you're talking to. A quick rule, rule number 9, or just reason number 9. Again, if you're unsure of anything, say goodbye and end it. Better safe than sorry. My reason number 10, well, rule number 10, or whatever you want to call it. Never take your hand off the planchette. Not to like answer a phone call, to scratch your nose, to break that circle with whoever you're playing with. Again, that leaves others vulnerable, leaves yourself vulnerable, for them to come in again to your personal space. And yeah, never take your hand off the planchette until you've said goodbye and ended whatever it is you're doing, whatever you've opened up. Reason number 11 is always say goodbye and say thank you to the spirits for joining you. Take the planchette over to goodbye and end your session, what you're doing. Separate the planchette from the board. It's always important to say goodbye correctly, so that you're not leaving whatever you were communicating with open to then carry on communicating with you or anybody else that had joined you, or anybody else in the home or wherever it is that you're doing it. So always say goodbye correctly and thank the spirits for joining you. And lastly, my reason number 12, or rule number 12, is never, when you never want to play it again, never break or burn the board. There's a lot of stories and whatever going about. A lot of people say you've got to break it and then burn it. My opinion is that's just going to be releasing anything that's been in that board, and you're just releasing it. So you should bury them separately, very deep and fairly far away from each other, maybe on the same property, but maybe one at the back, one at the front, as far as you can get as possible, and very deep. And yeah, to me that's the safest way, and keep it apart, and that's it. It can never be disturbed. If somebody was to dig it up, one or the other, you'd kind of have to have the matching pair, the matching set for anything to be started again, but safely, without it dug up, without it being broken or burnt. To me, it would release everything that's been done on that board. So yeah, so never burn it or break it, bury it deep and bury them separately. So that's my rules and reasons, guys. So what do you think? Do you think evil or not evil? Personally, I would never do it. And I used to think, obviously, because you watch so many horror movies, and that's always releasing evil and blah, blah, blah. But then if you really think about it, it's just another way of communicating, because people that do ghost hunting, and a lot of my friends, myself included or whatever, when you have like the EMF meters or the ghost hunting things where you can talk and listen, it's basically the same thing. You're opening up a channel, a portal or whatever, to talk to spirits. So the board is the same thing. You're just doing the same thing. It's just this, obviously, with the horror movies and things like that, people think it's for evil, and obviously sometimes it is. As I said, spirits can lie. It's not always going to be good. So what do you think, guys? Have you ever done it? leave a comment below. Would you never do it like me? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, guys. I said, personally, I just can't bring myself to do it. There's just something that doesn't sit right with me, and whether it's got to do with horror movies, I don't know. It just, pit of my stomach, even the thought of it, no. It's as if I was to use it, it would flip me over from the good side to the bad side, if you know what I mean. Would never use it. So yeah, so there we go. So that's my 12 reasons, 12 rules, whatever you want to call it, for yeah, using or not using Ouija boards. So thanks for joining me. Please leave your comments below. Please like and subscribe. As I said, I'm just new to doing all this kind of thing. So, and I hope you'll join me again soon. Take care. Ciao for now. Mwah.